Well, I have strange attitudes towards luxury. I think the house that I live in right now is exceptionally luxurious for Bombay. Not because it's well appointed or it's a great address or it's in Bandra, so it's nice. But our approach is horrible. We've got a little gully that you have to come through and so forth and so on. We overlook the ocean, but on the higher floors, and in the lower floors like what we are in, all I see is a lot of greenery and a very, other than anything else. And that is one luxury, is that to be able to see so much greenery in a flat in Bombay is unusual unless you grow it yourself. And the other is, which is exceptional, is that in the heart of Bandra, I have a sense of peace and silence in the house with no traffic sounds, no coming and going. It's a cul-de-sac. So the only people who come into the building are the people from the building itself. There's no noisy neighbors, there's no nothing, And I'm going to stop talking for a moment for you to understand how amazingly silent this place is. Now that's how it is throughout the day and the night. It's a bit of everything, frankly. But the most important part of a luxury project is the location and the environment that you create around that project, so that the people who live in that project then get to participate in the environment. And you can hear birds, you have lawns, you have greenery, you have open spaces, you can breathe a bit, and it's not cheek by jowl. And the other is, of course, the way you appoint it. Now, I believe that luxury for everybody is different, and that the builder, if he wants to really be popular with his residents, that should allow them to design their own interiors and knock off that price from the building, so that their interiors are customized, but they don't have to pay for it, because the builder pays for it, because he saves on doing it for them. And there'll be time when they'll want something very, very simple, and he'll be wanting to spend on Italian marble and bathtubs and yevo and all that. And there's no need for it, because luxury at its best, it's understated, not in your face, practical, and the most important thing about luxury is detailing. And if you can get the detailing right, then you have a property that you can enjoy for the rest of your life, because it's detailed for you. Well, I wouldn't spend too much money on that, because all my life I've actually found luxury in very practical and very affordable, places. Like, I'm trying to build a house in a farm my farm in Pune, and it's a 2.5 acre plot, and it overlooks a lake, the Khadakwasla lake actually, and it's on a slope, and I want to build the front part of my house on stilts, and I just want to build the luxury part of it. The part that I'm going to spend the most on is actually the toilets, because I think that's the most important part of a home, especially for a woman. Now, the only reason why my wife will come and spend weekends with me in Pune is because she's very particular about her toilets. And if I'm going to try and entice any other young lady to spend her weekdays with me, I'll have to show her the toilet first, because women, whether you like it or not, have two priorities as far as men is concerned. One is the way they smell, and the second is how concerned are they about their paranoia about toilets. Because you must understand that women are used to full contact toilets, and when the toilet is not their own and in their own homes, they never touch the toilet. They always hover 4 inches above it. Okay? So you can't spend a weekend at a friend's place where you don't touch the toilets and hover all the time. I mean, it's a pain. You have to be able to sit, luxuriate, read a newspaper, do what the hell you want to, have a long shower, and so forth and so on. So if you're going to spend money on anything that is a farmhouse and rustic and open and open to nature, then just make sure that your toilets are outstanding. And you will always have beautiful women always gracing your house. Actually, the way we selected all our houses, whether it was the first one in Kanti, or a second one here, has been in a search. We've gone and stood and seen the space and felt the vibes. So both Mitali and me are very intuitive people, and we believe a lot in sunlight, space, light, and breeze. You know, where you don't have to use air conditioners, you don't have to use what you call marble on the floor, etc. I mean, it's luxurious enough trying to get wood on the floor. But I was lucky because I managed to get it all the way from the Andamans. And that's why mine is real wood, it's paduk, it's absolutely stunningly beautiful visually, and it makes the house. Because when my children, each one of them when they were born, they all slept on the floor. None of them slept in beds for a very long time because they found the floor so friendly. You know, a stone floor is unfriendly, it's hard. You fall on it, it hurts you. You know, you fall on a wooden floor, it has bounce. And you always feel that you're touching earth more than anything else. So, the greatest luxury is to be living on a bungalow in a ground floor where you can go barefoot in the garden and feel the earth because it centers you, it stabilizes you, it gives you a focus. Okay, for anybody, for children, for adults, to be able to walk barefoot on the ground is the biggest luxury in a place like Bombay. So even when I bought this very old 100-year-old bungalow in Boran Road and converted it into an office, we had a garden with 2 chiku trees growing out of it. So we always kept the garden as a part of the contact with Mother Earth because it focused you, it centered you, it took away part of your stress. You felt good about yourself, to feel your toes digging into the ground, you know. I mean, it's just a very special experience for if you can get your children to grow up doing that. And that's why my children grew up on the islands. And they went without shoes for months on end, and sometimes without clothes. So, my ideal house would be on a lake or a water body, where I'd have a very small bungalow like what I'm trying to build now, which is 2 bedrooms, okay, and with very nice bathrooms. And the whole living space is actually a veranda, a covered veranda, which has a kitchen outside. So you can entertain, kitchen, sleep there if you want, do what the hell you want. You know, and if there are too many mosquitoes sometimes, which is parts of the season there, you just put up a machardani. You know, so that makes it also very romantic because you have this center machardani and you can sleep out in the veranda. And at the edge of the water, if I could afford it, to put in a wooden jetty. Because sleeping on a jetty is so special. It's called, we in Lakshadweep used to call it the Starlight Suite. Everything used to happen on a jetty. Our offices run out of the jetty, the diving school was run off the jetty, the entertainment in the evenings was off the jetty, the sunset was off the jetty, and the whole works. And the instructors used to all sleep on the jetty, and if you were very special to the instructors, you were allowed to sleep on the jetty with your gadda or your sleeping bag or whatever have you. And the jetty was called the Starlight Suite because the stars were so clear because of the lack of pollution there, you could actually reach up and touch them. And that you cannot buy. There's no way you can buy that kind of thing. You lie on your back and you look up at the stars, you can see all the constellations. And you can see the shooting stars, you can see satellites, you can see all kinds of things. And you go to sleep without knowing you've gone to sleep. And you wake up as the sun rises and you're bouncing and full of energy. And that's, and in my opinion, that's the ultimate luxury. I would brand it as the most unbuilt place on earth. Because you would describe, say, a remote island or describe a mountain and say, what is the experience of those 2 places? It's sun, wind, open space, silence, and the sounds of the ocean talking to you, or the sounds of the forest in the mountains whispering to you, the sound of chickadees, the sounds of birds, the sounds of crickets. You know, we are offering a house which is a non-house, or we are offering a project which is a concrete, steel, glass, chrome place. When you enter this house, the first thing that you will notice is the sounds of peaceful silence. And the second thing that you will notice is that it has breeze, it has light, and it has a view. And you never feel that you're cooped up in a flat. So if you're on the 30th floor, you have the vista of the ocean. If you're on the ground floor, you have the vistas of green. So you can choose whether you want a tropical forest or you want the vistas of the ocean. And nobody can sell you these, because these are by ittafaq, these are by opportunity, these are by luck. And it just so happens that this project is placed so significantly that when you come into this project at home, when you lock the door behind you, you are in Shangri-La, which is a temple. Every home should actually represent a temple. And if you can reach even 50% of a temple, you're home.